All right. LDBC, this is your boy Coach Sheldon Harrison. You're live on the Coach Sheldon Harrison Combat Sports Show Live. Okay, folks, it's no secret on this channel. I'm not a fan of Terrence Crawford. I'm just not a fan. Um, and until Terrence Crawford shows more respect for black media, more respect, then I will continue to not be a fan of this guy. But I have a respect for him, a small respect, because of the way he's taken Shakur Stevenson up on his wing, and he's a mentor, like a big brother, and I like the support that he shows for Shakur, because Shakur needs as many black men who are positive. And Terrence Crawford, he got a pass. The guy was shot in the head, and he's back here winning titles and becoming undisputed after being shot in the head years ago. And I think Terrence Crawford is a very positive individual. He lives a quiet lifestyle. He's an avid fisherman. He's real quiet. He's not really out there in the news like that. Crawford just a regular day-to-day guy. And I think that Shakur needs to surround himself with people like that. But I think that these two, they're oblivious, or they're just ignorant to the past, or they choose to be ignorant to the past. Like, with so many fighters that they've had their issues with Top Rank, I think Top Rank, like places like Top Rank and Golden Fishnet Promotions, I just think that those organizations, they're not productive for black people. They just not. And you can kind of tell, man, because Shakur Stevenson, he was correct. He was doing an interview on Max Kellerman's show, and they took that video down. That video was getting so much backlash, they took it down. Can't even find the video no more. But he did an interview, and I thought Shakur said a lot of things that just made sense. Like, why are they not really promoting him like that? Why is he not getting really the push that he should be getting? And there's every excuse in the book, but they are heavily promoting and pushing Vasily Lomachenko, and I don't have an issue with that either. I like Vasily Lomachenko, and I like how Vasily Lomachenko moves. See, people don't like him. I like Lomachenko for the simple fact, man, that he's not hyping himself up. He's just saying, you know what, I just want to go out there and fight the best. That's Vasily Lomachenko. Now, I don't care if you don't like Lomachenko. I like him. For the reason that I just explained to y'all. But, they'll push him. They'll push Tyson Fury, which they're pushing this guy who's had, this crazy past. And you would think, man, that, okay, so this guy, Tyson Fury, can get redemption. He can do all of this stuff. Shakur Stevenson, yeah, he got a pass, but it ain't the pass that Tyson Fury had. Shakur is a good kid, real good kid, really humble, down to earth, and you can talk to the guy. Why not push this guy? Crawford, the only push that I've ever seen Crawford get, Top Rank, it was a mini documentary before he was fighting Victor Postol. Okay, it was a mini documentary, and they did a good job. They put it together nicely. But after that, and then when the pay-per-view guys came in, they've never promoted Crawford again. Now, they don't learn from Floyd Mayweather Jr. They don't learn from him, man. And, Floyd tried to put these guys up on game. He tried to explain to them. That's the one thing, if you're talking to Floyd, don't talk to him about politics, because, Floyd will disappoint you. But if you talk to Floyd about money and business, Floyd Mayweather can actually give you the best advice. And he told these two, and I remember, he told these two about Top Rank. He told them. He told them what Top Rank is, how it all worked. Floyd gave you a blueprint on how Top Rank worked. Floyd told you that, after taking 33% of your money, then you get a check from Bob Arum. He said how it works. And sometimes Floyd would say, some of his money wasn't there. He said Bob Arum still owe him money right now. Like, so you got to imagine, man. And I got thinking about that. I'm like, yeah, so you have to trust your promoter. So they give you a Top Rank check, and then, whatever it is, then you got to start thinking, well, what was the original money for? And then if you put on, I guess, the 33%, you could probably calculate that. But then again, how would you know? Like, seriously, how would you know? Because, they can tell you whatever, and then they can take as much off the top as they want to. But Floyd Mayweather figured that out, man, and he said, I got to get out of here, man. This dude cheated me out of my money, man. I'm getting cheated. I'm not getting pushed right. And they're saying the same thing. And everybody who left, look at all the people who've been left, man. I'm talking about leaving Top Rank in mass exodus. It's minorities. It's black and Mexican fighters. They have left Top Rank in mass exodus. I mean, and it's weird, and it baffles me how people, if you black, you should never go to Golden Boy if you black, and you should never be at Top Rank. You just shouldn't. Because it's pretty much obvious, man. It's obvious. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. And I know people try to get in there and say, well, Top Rank did this and this and this. Didn't work. Nothing. I mean, Tim Bradley, him being a black man. When he beat Pacquiao, I mean, how did that work for Tim Bradley? Guys, how did that work for Tim Bradley? You would think, man, that, it was a really supposed to be a good time in his life. How did that work for him? This man got death threats. This man was called the N-word. Man, they was, making fun of his wife, leaving death threats at the man's house. I'm talking about, man, it got real bad for Tim Bradley out here. I'm talking about it got bad, man. And, Tim Bradley, man, was depressed. It took a toll on Tim Bradley, man. He go out in public, man, and people would see him out in public and talk junk to him and just say all kind of stuff about him, man. Like, Tim Bradley went through a lot. And now, he working for Top Rank. I mean, what does that tell you, man? What does that tell you? See, I don't know. I don't know what the whole deal is between Ward and Top Rank. I don't know, man. But I know that Top Rank just not working for these guys. They're not getting the push. They just not getting it. And people saying, well, everybody's saying it, but it's obvious. It's clear. It's crystal clear right now. I see it right now. And what do you do? What do you do? You're making, if you're Terrence Crawford, you're making millions a fight. And it's safe. It's a safety net. It's a safety net for these guys. They know what they can expect per fight. They know, and if they leave, well, what if I don't get that? Well, it's called negotiation. It's called negotiation. It's called you can negotiate another deal. It's called you can go shop around and see who can talk to you. And then maybe, just maybe, you can get a deal. Maybe you can get somebody to take a chance and pay you more money, pay you what you're worth. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just, they all wrong, man. They all wrong for these guys. K2 Promotions, nah. I can't wait to the point, and don't worry, the LDBC working on stuff like this. I can't wait to when the point that the LDBC, man, can have our own fighters that we're promoting. And then we can pay these guys what they worth. So y'all don't know what's going on behind the scenes. It's a lot. And I don't even tell you. But there's so much stuff going on behind the scenes with the LDBC. So much. We'll tell you this, though. When it happens, we're going to take it over by storm. And see, guys like Shakur Stevenson, you can just be you can be black. You can be black and fight. Around here, we choose to be unapologetically black. I don't see nothing wrong being unapologetically black. But, it's just bad, y'all. It's really bad that this is what it comes to, Like Shakur Stevenson at 2021, he's starting to figure out stuff. He's starting to figure it out, like everything that Floyd was trying to tell him is coming to fruition. And that, folks, it's just the way that is.